once again game replays as we head into the final game of this series, this round robin best of 2. It's been awesome. We've had loads of great games. We've seen the old experts coming back, and now it's time for the new experts, although not officially dubbed yet, to be duking it out with Barton this time as Ver from the south, and Aljaz, Slovenian accent, Aljaz, is going to be playing from the north. Joining me to co-cast this is Budwise. Once again, what's up, man?
Good to be back for the final game. Hopefully we get a good one out of this.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. The file size is promising, so I think we're going to be in for lots of explosions. So we're going to be kicking this thing off from the 5-second mark in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, on pause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No dodgy 4ES things on this map, although I do kind of like doing sometimes, 4ES and then you rush your first engineer to try and take the building and your opponent's cutoff. That always seems to be quite fun if your Ver opponent tries to go for the right side.
If you look in the south, it looks like there's some shenanigans going on.
Oh, there's shenanigans going on. There's total shenanigans going on. What is Barton doing? He's
I call shenanigans.
3 Pio. Oh my god, shenanigans everywhere!
Guessing maybe some kind of support vet strat. Usually that's what you find with the 3 Pio.
He's really going for that munitions, like, super early, heavy on the munitions with a 3 Pio start. I mean, I've seen Barton's replay pack, and he loves his wire. So I would say a support vet strat would fit him quite nicely.
Yeah, I'm guessing an early munitions rush to get out a fast flamer and vet for the Pios. Probably MGs galore along with snipers. If he was going wire heavy, I would think he'd go to the right side, but I don't know, it'd be interesting to see what he... Yep, we've got some wire going down
first
on
bit of wire.
The broken down Chevy.
Yeah, it's always a classic mine placement for Ver, or even for US, just to mine off that other bit of wire. He's not just going to wire off that green cover, he's actually going to wire off that entire flanking route.
He's not going for the fuel at all, though. Strange. And he did do a Volks opening.
That's interesting when you start with 3 Pios. Maybe he just felt like he needed more units to place wire. I don't know. Wire everywhere. Let's all have a drink. So now we have Pios engaging NGs over here by the plus 16 fuel. If those NGs stay capping, they might take a fair bit of damage here. He's going to get the cap, but he's going to be forced to retreat, that NG squad. There we go. They're forced into retreat. 5th rifle squad is popping out now. Actually, no, the 1st rifle squad went over to cap the plus 16 fuel on the right-hand side. So this is the 2nd rifle coming up. And some sandbags coming down from Barton.
What's Barton building now?
Well, he just knocked out an MG, and I mean, it would make sense for him to then get a Volk after that, but we'll have to wait and see.
This is a really ugly start by Barton. He's really on the back foot here. He needs to get that fuel. But this map is pretty tough for Ver. It's quite easy for a US player to sort of stall you out on the field when there's only 2 main field points to hold. But this right-hand side is going to become entirely red for me in just a moment when Aljaz caps that entire right side. So shall we place bets? Are we going to see early bars, fast motor pool? What are you going to place your bet on?
I'm going to have my money on a fast M8 because we haven't seen that too much yet, but I think it's pretty good on a map like this. And I think against loads of wire, a fast M8 is kind of good because you can get rid of the wire. I'm
going to put my wage on bars. And he just passed 60 fuel. He's waiting for manpower if that's going to happen, so we'll see who's going to win.
I've got my trousers riding on this, so I hope I win. Oh, we have an OP coming up on the right-hand side field, so I think you're going to have to give me your trousers after this.
Oh. Fast TD.
we might both lose our trousers. Nobody said fast tank depot.
That's true. Bit of an engagement going on here, but Alyaz not going to come out on top here with the MG42 backing him up. He's forced into retreat. He's going to lose his cutoff now, and even more munitions is going to fall to Barton now in a minute. Yep, here we go. Here's the supply coming up from Alyaz, and with that OP on the fuel, that fuel is going to come flooding in.
Definitely had a big fuel advantage for the first 5 minutes, so he's on 50 fuel now. Still shy of a tank depot. I don't know, I think tank depot rush would still be really hasty.
It would be ballsy as fuck, but I mean, this kind of map, I mean, when you know that your opponent's just going to sort of camp down the left-hand side, then maybe it's not such a bad idea. That cutoff point did get taken, but not before the Volks took a few casualties. A bit of a flank coming in now, minesweepers.
Flank from rifles coming from the south as well.
Oh, this
he
is
could get that bolt on retreat. Oh, the mine! Oh!
That mine is
the pinned rifle can't do it. I thought the bolt was going to get it.
I was sure
the mine was going to take it all.
That was a really lucky or well placed, however you want to call it, mine. But that was super fortunate either way for Barton. Now he's stabilizing. Now he's going to get his MGs up. He's going to force all these rifles to get the fuck out. And that rifle that hit the mine is so low health. Pyro goes down on the right hand side though.
That rifle's going to get lost if he doesn't get it out now.
This isn't looking good if he gets focus fired. He is going to focus fire him.
Losing a sector.
Volks dancing around.
Oh.
Oh,
yep.
We lose the rifle. Nasty. Aha!
You go motor pool. I concede.
I want your shoes as well. Finally, we do have a flamer coming up, so I don't really know what this whole sort of rushing the munitions thing was about for Barton. Maybe just like to try and mine spam? I mean, I guess it's kind of worked, you know, as long as that one mine went off, it's sort of working out for him. But
these two MGs... Oh, there he goes. He had two MGs sitting, like, back-to-back, facing the same direction.
That's how pros do it, didn't you know?
He really didn't want to flank from that direction.
Three Volks out now as well, so quite a big tier 1. Only now do we have tier 2 even getting teched, so this motor pool is, I mean, this M8 is going to pop out with nothing but Panzerfaust and mines in the way.
Yeah, there was actually a thread in the forum recently about how fast can the M8 come out, and that one popped at exactly 7 minutes. It's about as fast as you're going to see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Alyaz has gone armor, but if he did, you know, that could have been maybe a 6-minute 30 M8 or something like that. I mean, that could have been very, very silly. But even now, you know, he's gonna be able to press a big advantage here.
I'm sure he's got mines in the back of his head, but just thinking, where are they? Where can I try to maybe skirt around the outskirts? He's gonna play it safe and just wait for the minesweep with them.
I'm actually scanning around with my mouse, but I can't actually see very many mines that are going to stop that M8 from roaming around this entire left side. The only mines seem to be is one near the crossroads in the middle, but that appears to be the only one. So,
looks like tier 2 going up, and he's researching bars right now after his 4th rifle's coming out. So he's got pretty much all the good counters to tier 2 coming up. Maybe a weapon support next.
Yeah, weapon support would be really, really nice. I mean, he's being super passive with that M8. Let the minesweepers go first, but they're going to be forced to retreat now. I mean, this is, I think, the problem. You know, when you get to such a high level of play, I think you can almost be too passive, where a less sort of good player would have sort of rushed that M8 in blindly. Because, you know, a base rush, when he popped out that M8, that would have been game.
Yeah, he definitely didn't press his advantage that he had there.
I think this is the problem with people going fast M8. You know, there's not much point going fast M8 if you're going to be too scared to actually use the advantage that you get by popping out that fast vehicle. I mean, you know, of course you have to be somewhat careful about mines, but otherwise you find yourself in a position like we see now, where your opponent's just able to consolidate, and there's no bars, so his rifles aren't going to do a whole lot.
Yeah, he's even being out-capped now on the right as well. It's the exact opposite of what should be happening with a fast M8.
Exactly, but it's what I see a lot in games, I think, which is sort of why I sometimes tend to lean more towards fast bars.
He just needed to be, you know, aware of mines as a possibility and just kind of skirt around, at least clear out any possibility of defense on the fuel and go and cap up.
Yeah, Barton playing it pretty safe as well. He doesn't want to be aggressive really with that mine, with that M8 on the field, but he does put down a bunker.
He's being very aggressive though for a wear player at 10 minutes who had no counter to an M8. Like he's out capping on the right. It's pretty amazing.
It's the psychology of it all. I mean, you know, thinking that your opponent has mines appears to be, like, worth more than actually having the mines themselves. We might see the loss of a flamer here on the right-hand side. They're going to get focused down. Bars at point-blank range, doing a hell of a lot of damage. If he gets out of there, he's going to be very, very lucky indeed. Oh, what a lucky flamer.
Saved by the doorway.
They're losing territory.
And now we have a medic bunker popped as well. So Barton fairly comfortable to just sort of sit in tier 2 for a little bit. We might see some veterancy popping out, you know, given the faster mate, or maybe he'll decide to go for tier 3 after this. We'll see. But he's in a pretty good position right now. He can afford to do pretty much whatever he wants in regards to attacking. Oh, check out this coming up in Alyaz's base. We have a tank depot.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I think weapon support is definitely a better answer right now versus a heavy tier 2 and tier 1. I mean, I don't see anything that a Sherman's going to do a hell of a lot better than, I mean, he is afraid to go anywhere with the M8. God knows what he's going to do with Sherman.
The enemy advancing.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the same opinion, really. You know, if you really shouldn't try to play towards your opponent's strengths, which appears to be what's going on now. From Barton, yes, we have defensive. He's been reinforcing off that bunker, and he has for the fatherland already.
Alright, so we actually have airborne from Aljaz, which would coincide beautifully with a weapon support. I'm just a little puzzled.
Yeah, he seems to be a little bit confused as to what to do here. And now we have the Campcraft Center coming out, so he is going to get veterancy. So this tank depot is really playing straight into the hands of the Axis here.
This M8 is treading on thin ice, going right next to a mine.
So like very, very close to that mine. Imagine how cautious he had been all this time when there was only one actual dangerous mine out on the field, and he hits it. After all of this, after losing his window of opportunity, you just want to kick yourself.
The eye of the Reich Eagle surveys the battlefield.
Oh, nasty strafe and a half. Check that out. We just saw like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead guys from that one strafe.
It's going to be so many free grands though. It's the problem. Before the fatherland popped, the pack is there waiting and he can just reinforce from that bunker.
Oh god, that M8 mine, it's got planted right next to that MG42. Could be very nasty. Oh, he blows it up and kills one of his own medics. But gets a free grand in the process. He could lose that free grand straight away. Oh, it just gets reinforced just in time, but that was not worth it for Aljaz. I mean, he not only did he lose the engagement, but he gave his opponent units.
Yeah. It was just I think air without weapon support is just a terrible choice. It's just not going to work.
Yeah,
he had such a huge advantage.
If he had just targeted the medics, he could have at least made that engagement a little bit less bad for him, but no, this is not looking good at all. I saw he was building something on Tank Depot, but he cancelled it.
Yeah, he's taking my advice. Bet he should have done that before the TD. He'd have a sniper out by now. Or two.
He could have basically had 2 snipers out by now if he had done this a little while earlier.
And then recon spam with double snipers backed by bars and M8 rape.
Yeah, exactly. Especially when you see this kind of infantry vet. I think, yeah, Barton's, he's sitting on a ton of fuel right now. If he wanted to tech tier 4, he could tech tier 4. It's just the manpower that's the restricting factor now. More wire going down. I mean, so much wire here. So much wire. He's just... He totally sort of made flanking or coming in for a frontal assault here practically impossible. That Grand Squad's going to be very tough in that house. But Barton has like practically his entire army sitting on the other side of the hedge. He just doesn't seem to be particularly bothered about dealing with this bar horde.
There he comes. I feel it for the fatherland coming on.
Oh yes, so do I.
M8 on the road with the pack. Uh-oh.
He lost a flamer, but he hasn't actually cloaked that pack, but miraculously he managed to actually get all 3 shots to hit. If only he had cloaked, he would have killed the M8, and because he would have had a damage bonus, but the M8 gets away just by the skin of his teeth. Now the medics are starting to go down. Now the vet is starting to get fed here. I don't really know why Barton's sitting in this engagement. I can't see any sort of advantage to him.
He was just waiting for that MG support.
And now
Sniper's starting to come up now. That's what I wanted to see. And he did supplier at upgrade number 1.
No, strafe. Wow, strafe did virtually nothing. Killed 1 guy.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty underwhelming. Lots of reinforcing off that bunker. Very easy for Barton to sit pretty strong there in that middle point. I would be surprised if he didn't now get himself a counter sniper.
What's his manpower fuel situation looking like?
Well, he just spent a lot of manpower getting something. Oh, he's taking tier 3, okay, and he has 200 fuel, so fuel really isn't the problem right now.
It's probably the strongest war strat I can think of. Tier 2, Tier 3 defensive, still even in this patch. Like last patch it was just ungodly, it was still pretty freaking strong.
Yeah, I got to agree there. I mean, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, you can handle everything. You can pack on the fuel into veterancy instead of having to pay for expensive tier 4 tanks. I mean, you know, tier 4 is nice and all, but tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, if you want a solid way to play, that's the way to go.
He has to be floating a ton of munis. He hasn't got a single Shrek. What's he looking like there?
He's got 115 munitions, so enough to spam the crap out of For the Fatherland a few times. That sniper really has a lot of work to do now. I mean, a lot of work, and there's no attempt to make any kind of a counter to that sniper, so even though Alyaz doesn't know that yet, he at least, you know, there's not going to be, his sniper isn't going to be killed unless he gets careless.
I think he recognizes he's ahead in the manpower battle, and his army is pretty superior, so he's probably just going to hang out and out-tech him instead.
Yep, could definitely work. He has the resources now to build his tier 3.
That M8, man. It just had 9 lives.
Yeah, I think he keeps on getting away. The pack is actually getting quite lucky though, I think. I mean, my packs tend to hit with the first cloak shot and then miss every subsequent shot. Very annoying.
This pack's about to get flanked. I hear a Goliath just popped out of the bunker.
There is a Goliath popping out of the medic bunker, yep.
I wonder where he's sending it. Here comes a Sherman.
Sniper, I bet. Ooh, a Sherman as well, okay.
He's gonna wish he had
go
spent the
Sherman.
munition. Oh, what is he doing? No! Oh, that was just totally a lapse of macro going on there. He just wasn't paying attention. Any shock value that that unit would have had is now gone. That's a really big blunder.
Yeah, I don't like using Goliaths on tanks at all. Not when they can just repair. You're never going to kill one outright unless it's wounded already, so...
Well,
But now,
I guess he really didn't have a choice. Like, he presented him such a juicy target. It's like, either the Sherman's gonna shoot it as it tries to run away, or he can take off 3/4 health.
that's true, that's true. We actually do have now Tier 4 coming up. So he took Tier 3 and thought, fuck it, I'll go straight to Tier 4.
I thought he might do that.
Well, he has easily enough fuel for it. As I said, it's just the manpower that's in question right now. But even manpower isn't a particularly big issue for Barton now. He has this huge sort of Vulcan Gren army, both MGs still, and now 2 packs.
He's building a croc from the tank depot.
Ooh, a croc. This could be nasty. Now the OP on the fuel is gone though. But I imagine that Alias has managed to get himself enough fuel to be quite comfortable building stuff out of Tank Depot for a little while yet.
Look at the little corridor he's built himself on the left. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's like the Siegfried Lion from out of World War II. But he's got himself some overlapping packs, so he's well able to handle Tank Depot at this point. He now has enough CPs to unlock the Flak 88 as well. If he wanted, he could go for a kind of base creep.
And the croc is out.
Oh,
What's he gonna do? He's gonna get it stuck on an
might
MG
just be
nest.
able to purely just sort of out-tank him right now. You know, even though Barton has 2 packs, and a Shrek now as well, he might just be able to sort of flank all the packs.
Defense artillery has
Oh,
He's
man,
going to
that
decrew one
M8
of them
is
with this
just...
M8.
He's just
So
trolling that
ballsy.
pack. Like, try to hit me. Come on. Here comes the
I'd be
croc.
surprised
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh wow, this could be really nasty if he hits that building with all those Gren's half health in them.
Oh my, this croc driver is a retard.
What is he doing? We see a
Oh,
lot
Volk
of
goes
a
down.
Gren squad there. Oh, a Volk squad, okay.
We got a recon. Oh, it's a bombing run.
Oh, a bombing run to decrew the pack, and it almost
Oh
kills the
my
pack entirely.
god. That was terrible.
This has suddenly gone from looking great for Barton to looking a little bit shaky. He was chasing that MG. There's quite a few mines though around there though, so he does need to be careful.
Is he building a Panther? That'd be my guess.
Oh yeah, it's a Panther coming out.
Oh yeah. All these TD units are
gets
gonna
tier
feel a
4.
little bit smaller.
We are losing ground.
Well, you know what? That pack just got stolen. I mean, it's on a fraction of health, but that's gonna.
He lost
help him
both
just a little
packs
bit.
actually. Yeah, he lost 2
So he
packs.
did,
That's a
that's-
big deal.
This is not looking good now.
Forward base. The enemy is seizing our territory.
Now we have registered artillery used somewhere. Oh, it takes
To
out
the
a
strap
rifle
point.
squad captain with
Oh, a
strap
vet
point.
2. But that sniper doesn't want to retreat through it.
Oh god, that's looking very nasty for the sniper. Oh, he gets the bad retreat path. Oh dear.
Oh
Oh,
no.
the Volk's killed.
Croc is gonna almost die. Oh man. Panther shows up to the
French
field.
squad
Hey
gets
guys.
Yeah, hey, I heard you have no counter for me except a stolen pack.
Lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
He's just gonna bust straight through that hedge.
Look at all the 5% vehicles. Oh my gosh. Focus the 5%.
Jesus Christ, 17 kills on that M8 right there. He power drops
Airdropped
an
AT gun. Nice.
He needs to kill that frickin' croc though, Jesus Christ. There we go, finally he goes down.
The med bunker is going back.
Yep, and exactly the same place. Although I would be slightly wary against an airborne player to put it somewhere where you can throw a satchel over the wall. Although I guess satchels against extra strong defensive med bunkers aren't such an issue.
That's true. I remember the first player to really put a med bunker in that general area was Nystrom back in, I think, 1.3. Started the Tier 2 terror craze. He'd put a bunker, like, right kind of where that path went. So about 10 feet up and about 10 feet to the left of where that one is.
I know that Nystrom started off the whole sort of aggressive use of sandbags, sort of running up to a point and strapping down some sandbags for yourself.
And they stopped men's from going the other way.
Yeah.
The Conway, Emmy, Conway, God.
Panther Panzer is on the field. Those pioneers were running up to go and salvage that Sherman, and the Panther just runs over it. I'm sure I just saw the pios just pull like a sad face there, just be like, oh, why, oh, what'd you do that for?
That M8's got 17 kills.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's
really.
He was ultra conservative for him, but he's kept it alive.
Yeah, we gotta get. Holy shit! Sniper goes down to the Panther.
Oh man, Panthers are unbelievable. Sometimes they just snipe the craziest stuff. Like probably the best thing I see at sniping British lieutenants in 2v2 is Panthers. PE Panthers, just focus the lieutenant. It's so effective.
Pretty insane. I mean, we have a big bar push now coming into this Shrek Ren squad. In the building, we have a nade used. They used a little nade on the door trick, but actually Barton either knew he was going to do it or didn't fall for
it. I don't think Barton was really paying attention. Just worked out for him.
That's the thing with the grenade trick. You know, it's if you don't pay attention, it works out better for you. It's one of those weird things. He might even he does lose a Gren squad on retreat. That was a Shrek Gren squad as well. He might even lose himself another Gren squad hit. Oh,
He's gotta be careful of that Vet 2 rifle. He gets. Oh man, such a low health rifle. We have any other kind of vet?
Sniping on retreat.
I'm surprised to not see a Vet 2 for his Grens.
No, I think the pumping out all these tier 4 tanks is sapping all his manpower.
So we got a P4 and a Panther. No vet on them though.
No vet. I think vet 1 would do him a lot of good, and he is now getting vet 1 as well. So I think that's like received damage or something like that.
I think a flak may have been a really nice choice if he had chosen to get one here. Really would push back that AT, the AT gun, and the Croc and the M8, and really he'd be forced to go infantry only to kind of bum rush it.
Yeah, and taking out 88s with airborne is just very, very tricky. We have another med bunker coming out from Barton. That one just next to his cutoff point is getting pumped out. And now a Gren squad just pops another free Gren. Lots of free Grens this game.
Or some sort of indirect fire would be great as well, like maybe a Wehrmacht mortar.
Oh yeah, Wehrmacht mortar out of tier 2. They're always lovely. Tasty. Lots of Vet 2 rifles though. The American Vet's really stacking up. Few medics taken out. No Geneva Convention for you.
Let's do a time
pretty
sync.
nasty though.
I'm at 28, 10, 11, 12.
I'm right with you.
Alright, cool.
Some supply drops coming out. I mean, Algiaz has really sort of got himself in this little corner here. It doesn't look very comfortable to be there. I think you're right. Indirect fire right now against all these sort of blobbed up units would be godlike.
Yeah, it really forces him to either take the aggressive stance or to fall back. And at that point, he has nowhere to fall back to unless he loses the entire map. So some sort of indirect fire would be fantastic. Or an 88. One of the two.
Yeah, before the sniper died, I would have said an 88, probably not the best idea, but now I think an 88 would be great. Panther sniping airborne out of a building. Why? But instead of getting more veterancy or an 88, he's now getting another P4. Going very, very heavy on the tanks this game, Barton is. He needs a repair bunker though. That's what he's lacking right now.
He did get vet 1 for his tanks. That's definitely good. Gotta have that.
Yeah, you do have to have that if you're going to go tier 4 at all. You need that vet 1. It's very, very crucial.
Now we do have some indirect fire from Aljaz. He's got a mortar from his supply drop.
Very nice. He's going to pick away at that defensive med bunker. Whoa, doing a lot of damage. I think the American mortar has like a double damage modifier or something like that against bunkers. Very, very nasty.
I don't know about that. It's possible, I guess.
It has double damage against a lot of things. It's like because the raw damage of the 81 mil Axis mortar is higher than the Allied one, but the Allied one still does more damage to infantry because it has a 2 times damage modifier. It's crazy. Here comes the Croc, the vet 1 Croc with 10 kills, but straight into a Panther and a pack.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to break this without some kind of sniper combo. He has nothing to take out the support units.
Yeah, I mean, well, who are you talking about here, Barton or Aljaz?
Aljaz, he's not going to be able to break this with some sort of, I mean, he can poke a Sherman up, but then he's going to get pounded by a pack and a Panther within about 2 seconds, and he'll have to fall back right again. So
yeah, he's going to be forced to send something to his base now as well to defend that. And now,
check
out the 88 with that coming up.
Nice.
This base creep is going to be really, really nasty. You know what, I'd really like to see that. Oh, we have a sniper from Aljaz who's running around uncloaked. He just cloaked in time, but I'm pretty sure Barton didn't actually see him.
Sniper's going to have to do some work. That 88's going to force a response, though. He's going to have to go back and defend his base or just lose it.
Yeah, I don't even know what Aljaz can do in this situation now with the 88 coming up. Going to be raping his base in no time. If he wanted to be really, really clever, he could drop smoke, because RRs always hit, even through smoke. So, and so do flamethrowers, of course, because they don't need accuracy. But I think he's just going to keep picking away at that med bunker. Oh, we have 200 mil rocket barrage coming down the right-hand side. Oh, my God.
Killed an engineer.
It killed the AT gun, and it killed something else.
An engineer squad.
And it nearly killed one of those rifles there. It took him down to a fraction of health. Those Vet 2 rifles took an absolute beating. 200 mil rocket barrage is just savage.
Oh, the Panthers
Barton's gonna squish.
That was close.
He retreats, but now he's gonna die.
Oh man, he's hosed. Oh, bombing run.
Is this a bombing run?
Oh, against the Panther.
God. Jesus Christ, I need to remind myself to use bombing runs more often against tier 4, because that was insane. That Panther was at 50% health when the bombing run took it out.
Oh, the M8 finally meets its maker. All he's got on the right is a mortar and a recoilless. This is looking like GG.
Yeah, this is looking really nasty now.
Surprised to not see any kind of Knight's Cross. Knight's Cross do really well against airborne, at least. Double sticky on the P4. It's probably gonna die.
Yep, there it goes. Explodes spectacularly, and that's Vet 3 for a rifle. I mean, I think the reason why he hasn't done Knight's Cross is because he doesn't have any infantry veterancy, and against Vet 2 and Vet 3 rifles, KCH would just feed them more Vet.
Yeah, that's kind of, well, he's had this in the bag for a while, really.
Yeah, I'd say it wasn't a completely far gone thing, and I just saw Relic Physics throw half a tank carcass across my screen. That looked hilarious. But it wasn't a far gone conclusion, I think, until just recently. But with most of his base gone, there's very little Aljaz can do now.
Is he gonna steal the supply drop? Oh, please steal it. Oh, he's not gonna make it.
Another 200 mil. And he actually put it down on the freaking MG placement, which seemed like a really bizarre target.
200mm is just so bad for what it costs. It's terrible already.
Really, I love it. I use it on like Howies and things. It's the new Firestorm.
Yeah, it does work on howitzers. It does nothing to 25s.
Oh. Yeah, but 25s are kind of silly though. I mean, didn't we see Seth versus Freestyler? Didn't he put down a V1 on an over-repaired 25 and it did virtually nothing?
We're gonna see some crazy sticky curveballs here, maybe. He's got 100+ munis. Where's the stickies?
I want to see another bombing run. Save for a bombing run.
He's gonna maybe lose a rifle.
Infantry rifles are getting chewed up. Force retreat, and there's just no base left, just the supply yard.
Sniper decrewed the 88, but what's he gonna do? It's like the dog catching the car.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing you can do right now. The MG42 is covering the flak as well. It would decrew it eventually, but and now Aljaz has lost all his fuel. He's just down to his +5 there. He's got just connected next to his base, and this is definitely game over now. So many free grains have been popping out while this has been happening as well. He is going to steal the Flak 88 though, so we might have a last hurrah here. Oh no, here's more 200mm rocket barrage.
Barton's grinning right now.
Oh my god. If the 88 stays alive for him to recrew, he's going to laugh his ass off. And it does. Wow, I would have thought that it would have killed it.
Here comes the P4s to mop up. Oh, Sniper takes it in the butt.
Wow, Sniper bites the dust. Goodbye, ATG.
GG, well played.
And so they throw in the towel, and there's the GG and playback over. So now we need to take a look at the score screen, because I believe that the VPs mean that Aljaz actually took the win in this one.
Well, I think the more important is also that Marinas was able to take a game off of Barton in another series, which gives Aljaz the commanding win. So...
That's true, yeah, we didn't cast all the games, of course. We didn't cast any of the round 2 games, because they all seemed to be over pretty quick. We were only planning to cast 6 games, so we brought you the 6 best games that we could, or that we thought would be the 6 best games anyway. So if we now go to that final results screen, we can see Supreme Champion is Aljaz, worthy adversary is Barton, coming second, in a close second, doing very well, and the maybe next time seems rather harsh is Marinez, who also did incredibly well here. Guderian seemed to just, you know, he was just rusty, I think, you know, having not played very much since the tournament, or having not played at all since the tournament, and before then, who knows how much he played. He seemed to do pretty well in tournament, you know, knocking out a few decent players, but overall I think he was a bit on the rusty side. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it's just more reason for Guderian. You need to get up and get back into action, buddy. No more sidelining.
Yeah, forget StarCraft or whatever it is you're playing now. Come back to COH. Still the best game ever.
Don't get me started.
But I hope you guys all enjoyed. That is the last game for tonight, so I would like to say a big thank you to all the people who came on to cast tonight. So that's to Budwise, to Sandland, to Rhino, and to Chains. Thank you all, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this epic series. If you check out next week is going to be the final season, or the final episode of Sunday Night Fights for this 3rd season, so we're all gonna have a little cry over that. It'll be a very emotional, but of course next week will be the real bro down as we see Aljaz go up against Dev M. There's going to be $100 at stake for that. I mean, Alyaz gets $50 for winning this round robin and stands to win another $100 if he can topple DevM from his perch next week. I mean, we saw pretty convincingly Alyaz took 2-0 victory in the tournament against DevM, so he is looking like a pretty worthy adversary. What do you think are his chances, Budwise?
I think if Devin can keep his head in the game and not let his being 2-0'd in the tournament get to the back of his mind, I think he'll definitely take it. But I think it was an off day for him. If he can just keep his head in the game, I think he'll be good to go. Before we take off, I also want to remind everybody that the SNF crew is having custom maps. So the next season most likely is going to feature a lot of these maps. And we need people to test them, so go to Game Replays to the tournament section and you'll see a subforum there called the SNF maps. So go download those and test them out and give some feedback to those map makers. I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
That's very true. Just in that same vein, I've got a shoutcast pending for a custom map game between Cement and Chains, which you guys should keep an eye out on, because I know that there will be some of you who are just too damn lazy to go out and download those custom maps, so you can catch some shoutcasts. If you do have to play some of those custom maps and get some particularly good games, send a PM to myself or any of the other casters, and maybe we can get down and shoutcast some of those games to get them out to the wider community. So, yeah, thank you all once again, and we will see you next week when Amy will hopefully be back in form and giving you guys the possibly best games we've seen so far this season. So thank you, and thank you NTD for sending as well, and good night.